everyone! Thanks to the nice people at Smart Art, I am able to do my first art supply unboxing video, and I am very excited to show you what was in this box. It was quite an adventure. For those of you who don't know Smart Art, they are a monthly art supply box that I feel like they focus on getting the artist more involved in the process of creating art, which you will see soon. In every box, you get this pamphlet featuring an artist talking about the art process you'll be going through and explaining the items and the process step by step. The items in this box were alum, methical, 3 bottles of marbling dye, synthetic gall, a silver Pentel pen, 4 speedball writer pens, and 2 pieces of Evalon. All of which were items I have never bought and frankly I was afraid to use. So what was I going to do with these? Well, I was going to marble paper. How exciting. Here we go. First, I had to treat the paper so that the dye actually stuck to it. I was also afraid to put this mixture into my cooking utensils because, heck, I don't have a tray to soak these things in. They didn't include that. So if I suddenly stopped posting videos, it's because I was poisoned from these weird chemicals. R.I.P. me. After letting the paper soak for about 20 minutes, I hung them up in my bathroom to dry, and it was time to start dyeing. Haha, dyeing. Right after I made that joke about actually dyeing. Again, I didn't have a tray to dip the paper in, so I used my sink, regretfully, and I prepared that water for dyeing. The process was pretty simple aside from all of the steps you have to take. This actually really reminded me of watching nail polish videos. I don't actually watch them, I don't know how I stumbled across them, but I've seen some people do this with nail polish to dye nails in this sort of bullseye fashion. I actually cut the piece of paper up so that I could do different patterns and not only have to do 2. The first one, it didn't turn out too bad, though there was a lot of white space. I guess I was just too scared at first to kind of mix the ink a lot. For the second one, I mixed black with blue because, as you know, I don't like the color purple, and I thought being limited to just blue and black was pretty sad looking, so I made a few different shades of blue and played around with that just a little bit more. The other 2 patterns turned out a lot more interesting than the first one, but overall I was just happy that it was actually successful and I didn't mess it up somehow. Because like I said, this was quite the process, and doing something new like this is quite intimidating. Despite that, it was pretty fun playing around with something new, which is exactly why I wanted to get into these art boxes. After dyeing my 3 pieces, I hung them up to dry, and these are my results. In the directions, it says you're done and you can use the pens to add more detail and decorate them, but honestly, abstract art isn't really my thing, and I had a better idea. When I looked at this marbling project from the beginning, it really gave me this tie-dye feeling, and I thought it would be a really cute idea to cut out pieces of paper to look like a shirt or something, and then stick them onto an illustration using the pens they provided. Now, these are pens made for calligraphy, but they made do. After sketching out a character I like, I inked it and I was ready to cut out the clothes. This really made me want to play around more with cutting out pieces of construction paper and putting them into my watercolor somehow, but it was fun to be able to experiment with something new that I would probably not have done on my own. I also really enjoyed the challenge of trying to make this abstract art connect back into my usual illustration style. I know it seems counterproductive to try something new and end up doing something old, but I was able to incorporate this style of abstract art that I would not have done, and I put it into my usual art, and I think it adds just a cute little mix. After adding a few jewelry pieces and details using the silver pen they provided, my illustration was done, and I think I successfully incorporated this marbling paper in just the right way. It was a terrifying experience, but I did it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much to all of my patrons, including Eve Milady, Lavoisier, Michael Young, Hope Poops, Sarah James, and Josh Perry Buck. If you want a shout out at the end of my videos, access to my sketchbook, coloring pages, and more, become my patron by clicking the link in the description. Thank you all so much for the support. Bye!